You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
The following broadcast is brought to you by Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. Marked Out Wrestling Podcast is not affiliated, nor do our opinions reflect those of WWE, NXT, TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan, or any other professional wrestling promotion.
Gather one, gather all, smart marks of the world, unite. This is Smarkdown.
And now for the most opinionated man in the world. A guy who got no match predictions right at WrestleMania. Known to be a chauvinist a majority of the time. He believes in karma, yet violates it every day. You either agree with him, or you're wrong, basically.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Here is the Jew who leads the crew, Adam Bond.
That is right. I am the Jew that leads the crew, pulling double duty this week for the injured Rob. It's not a work. He is really injured.
Double duty? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I had to host his show last night. I got to host my show tonight. That's double duty.
That's double duty. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Don't
talking
get all
about.
big-headed.
All right, I got Kiera with me. Steve's chiming in. Medine.
It's not like the rest of us aren't here either.
Yeah, you
We are also
Thank you,
pulling double
Medine.
duty.
Yeah, thank you for carrying me. All right, and
Wow.
who is on the board, Rob?
Noah, Daniel Price, John Estrada, Juan, Christopher. Excuse me. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And to answer the questions, no, I did not get the root canal. I went in to get the root canal, and they told me I had to have a different surgery first. So I've had a pretty shitty day, but here I am.
Yeah, he had nitrous. He blacked out for a while, and now he's back.
Yeah, I woke up right here.
Yeah. Before we get too much into it, let's go to the housekeeping notes.
Housekeeping?
No, thank you.
Housekeeping?
You come back in an hour.
Here are your Marked Out Wrestling housekeeping notes. Follow us on Twitter and chat with us throughout the week at SmartMark Show. Send your thoughts and opinions via our email, markedoutpodcast@gmail.com. Follow us to get a better look inside our faction on Instagram at Marked Out Wrestling. Call us during a live broadcast or leave a message for a future show on our U Record Studios fan line, 704-444-0084. Like us on Facebook to argue politics and religion at facebook.com/markedoutot1. That's marked out the number 1. Finally, see what is coming up throughout the week on our website, www.markedoutwrestling.com. Get connected.
Housekeeping, you want me to jerk you off?
What kind of hotel is this? Oh, it's you. Can you dig it, sucker?
So Brian isn't here tonight, so Steve and Medina are going to do the Mud Report. We got This Week in Wrestling History, the good, the bad, and the glorious, some trivia, some other fun stuff. We'll let it breathe for a moment and then take it away, Stevie.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling and trying to catch me riding dirty,
All right. This first one is it's kind of Raw related, but it bears noting because Samoa Joe's Muscle Buster we all are familiar with. It was his move for 10 plus years. It hasn't been used. He didn't use it as a finisher, and I'm wondering if they have banned that move on the main roster now.
Do you think that's how he injured his knee, though?
So the new dirt sheet mud report is you wondering things, or did you read something?
I read something.
Oh, okay.
But
All right.
And I thought maybe you guys could chime in too.
Oh, I haven't read anything. Please tell me.
Well, that's all I know.
Do you think it's because did it have anything to do with the Seth injury? Because I don't see how that could hurt his knee, really.
I don't know, but he used a urinage suplex instead. So
Remember, he
that's
took
his
out
new
Tyson
thing.
Kidd with that Muscle Buster.
Yeah.
I haven't
maybe-
seen Tyson Kidd since the Muscle Buster.
Okay, so maybe that's why they outlawed it. Whatever it is, I mean, the curb stomp, they're outlawing moves. I kind of understand it, and I kind of don't.
Is it definitely outlawed, or we're just
supposing?
No, I mean, because
It's a
he
rumor,
used it
right?
against Finn at multiple takeovers and other house shows.
So it's just a
how
rumor
he beat
for now.
Finn for the title.
What else you got, Stevie?
Well, Eva Marie is most likely gone.
Oh,
we
wow.
haven't heard about her, but she has removed all of her affiliation to the WWE on her social media accounts.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
what?
Wow.
Well,
Yep.
she never debuted anyway, so.
And another go ahead.
I'm surprised.
Is it Eva Marie?
Eva Marie, yes.
She goes down as the worst draft pick.
Okay.
What do you mean she never debuted?
She never debuted. She never wrestled. Remember, she kept having the top malfunction, and
that was
the highlight.
Her gimmick was something would always happen before she could wrestle.
What do you got, Rob?
Nothing,
Patiently.
Nothing. Go ahead.
All right. So basically, was that it, Stevie? Go to Medine?
Actually, I got one more thing. Tamina is also set to return to SmackDown. Maybe there's going to be an angle with her and Naomi down the road, but that's also in the works.
I think that's good news.
And one
For
more before
Tamina, not
Medine
for us.
is The Rock is actually making a movie about Paige, believe it or not. It's all started back in 2012. He saw her family, her wrestling family's documentary in the UK there in 2012 when he was filming for Fast and Furious in London. And he was inspired by that to make a film about it. And I'm wondering if question how this will affect his WWE relationship and Paige's too.
What's the board saying, Kiera?
I was waiting for the cue.
There it is.
You didn't.
Rob's giving me dirty looks over there. I'm like,
you didn't look at it one time.
Hey, there's the
yeah, I
cue.
did. I was looking at it.
Let me just say this before she does the board. I need everybody to understand this. It hurt. It's struggle. It's a struggle for me to talk in any kind of volume that can get heard on the radio. So I can't fight with you for my opinion. So if you guys hear me wanting to say the few things I'm gonna say tonight, shut the fuck up and let me say it. Okay?
All right, Kiera, what's on the board?
The guys are making some good points tonight. They're talking about how the women are getting more time in their matches, and
they didn't even have a match tonight.
Well, that's what they're discussing on here. Okay, Daniel Price is talking about, I fear for Nakamura going main roster. With the way things are now, Vince would disgrace him.
Totally agree. We've been saying stuff like that. All these guys from NXT. That's my biggest fear for the revival. Everybody's clamoring for them to move up, but they're just going to get.
Here.
It's going to be a blunder. I don't think they'll get used right. Medine, what do you got on the Mud Report?
It's been a while since we've seen a Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast, especially one that's been advertised by WWE. The reason for that is because the one that he had last with Dean Ambrose, of course, didn't go so well.
No,
and
no, it didn't.
That wasn't Steve's fault though.
And well, no, it wasn't Steve's fault. However, there were some questions, where Dean didn't want to really answer about his childhood, and also when it came to Brock Lesnar, he said, that he was because he was lazy, and
and he was kind of goaded in, not to saying it, but to revealing it.
Right, to revealing it, and that looked bad upon creative, according to Vince and people in the back. So obviously Stone Cold made a name for himself before WWE, so I think his podcast will be just fine without them. But that's why we haven't seen any of those advertised recently.
Yeah, because he has had some other podcasts. It's not like that was the last one, because that was almost a year ago now.
That was a while ago. Yeah.
And I wonder, when these guys come on, are they briefed?
No, not that long ago.
Oh, okay.
When these guys come onto the podcast, are they briefed about the questions that are being asked to them?
Of course. It's like a production meeting,
to a certain
beforehand.
extent.
Yeah, no, not 100%. No, there's a couple things that don't ask me this. I'm going to ask you this, and then the rest is ad lib.
Yeah, because we always had when I did interviews with coaches and things like that, there was always a question list of
bullet
do
points.
not. Yeah, well, no, but there was also a we're not touching this. Do not ask this. Like, if you do, we're not coming back, and you're violating our appearance contract or whatever.
Right.
It's a big whole mess. So there are basically a do's and don'ts list.
I didn't catch the interview, but I mean, how did Dean not make it so well? I mean, what happened?
He fought. I mean,
it was uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable. He wasn't engaging at all. He was like, yeah, man, yeah.
See, that does fall a lot on the interviewer. Like, you can't do that.
Well,
you have to give a little.
I mean, but if the guy being interviewed is not plugging anything and not talking, and you're trying to get something out of him, that's what Stone Cold did. So, I don't think it was on Stone Cold's fault.
No,
right
but,
now,
but
yeah.
I don't think it's Dean's problem either, because I think Dean was actually just kind of getting to the point and answering the questions he wanted to, not answering the ones he didn't. Simple as that.
Yeah, Steve's not. He's not a hard person to deal with.
I think there were two conflicting personalities on that panel, and that's what caused that. Just two people that didn't get along.
All right, so let's just go a little bit. Becky, she is basically, they're saying, too sweet to be a baby face on the board. They love to love her like people love to hate The Miz. After WrestleMania, the women's division is going to have 2 baby faces and 4 heels. That's not going to work. Basically, I'm sorry. What was that, Rob? I can't read that. This is what?
Fuck it.
All right. Anyway,
this is fucking dragging. Let's move on.
I thought you said this dodgeball.
Yeah, sorry,
Still
guys.
a mud report. Yeah.
Let's move on to our next segment.
Are there more? You got more, Steve? You know?
No, that's it.
What you
Wrong
need
segment.
to make a good Smarkdown is
I'm sorry. It was
This day in
You're
wrestling
fine.
history.
20 minutes of everybody just going,
yeah, exactly. All right. Anyway, so this day in wrestling history, we got a couple quick bullet points, and we got a couple good ones here. 22 years ago today, Memphis, Tennessee, Jerry Lawler defeated Sid Vicious to win the USWA Unified World Heavyweight Championship for the 20th time. 8 years ago today, sad day, Six Flags Kentucky Kingdom in Louisville, host to many OVW events, was shut down by the parent company Six Flags.
That shit happened.
Yeah, 5 years ago, WWE announces that Ron Simmons, considered the first African-American to win a world championship in wrestling, would join the Hall of Fame. And now here are the two big ones. 29 years ago today, Bam Bam Bigelow and Hulk Hogan defeated Andre the Giant and Ted DiBiase. What was of note, though, was that DiBiase wore the WWF Championship belt and was recognized as its champion when he was introduced. However, DiBiase would be WWF champion for about a week, but his title reign would soon be stricken from the record books by Jack Tunney. So technically, DiBiase did hold the belt. The other one of big note, and this is a great card of future Hall of Famers, 27 years ago today, Clash of Champions Texas Shootout. The Skyscrapers, back then Dan Spivey and Mean Mark, a.k.a. The Undertaker, defeated the Road Warriors by DQ. Steiner Brothers defeated Butch Reed and Ron Simmons to retain the NWA Tag Championships. Of course, they were known as Doom. Four Horsemen defeated Gary Hart International.
Nice.
In a steel cage match. Earlier in the evening, Sting, who was supposedly to be part of the match, was kicked out of the Horsemen and replaced with Ole Anderson. Post-match, Sting climbed the cage and ran in to exact some revenge, but during the brawl, he injured his knee. He would go away for a year, and he would come back as the Crow Sting, basically. The icon that we know him as.
So that's when it all ended.
Yeah, Medine, you said...
began.
Yeah.
I remember watching that, what was it called? Was it Clash of the Champions?
Yeah, it was.
That sounds about right.
It was Clash of the Champions
Yep.
at 10, Texas Shootout.
They used to show those on like TBS back in the day, or I think it was TBS.
TBS.
And I was watching it, and I remember Sting coming back, and he was dressed like, like horseman style with the collared shirt and the slacks, and I'm like, what's going on? Why
Rob
is he
said
dressed
he thought it was Brandon Lee's ghost or something up there.
Well, he jumps onto the cage Spider-Man style, and I think that might be the initial injury. I'm not sure. I don't really remember him getting in the ring and the brawl happening. I don't remember much after that, but once that was done, like, you didn't see Sting, and they gave an update on what happened or whatnot, and then he was gone.
Cool. All right, so we're going to go on. Now you can play that sound effect, Rob.
You want to hit the board up?
Sure. Daniel Price said he remembers the Simmons and Luger match. He remembers that title feud. He's got him old. I thought that was pretty funny to note.
Steve was only 50 when that match happened?
Yeah.
Seemed like. Yeah, maybe I stopped
You were still
at
in the
50.
porn industry back then.
Yeah, I was in Germany.
what you need to make a good Smarkdown is your 3 key ingredients.
All right, our 3 key ingredients tonight. Let's get the ship right. Let's start doing some interesting commentary while Kiara writes some nonsense, I'm sure. Number 1, it's going to happen. We're going to predict everything again because it's going to happen. Number 2, number 3 is our Chambers predictions. Let's get it started.
Number 1.
By the way, everybody else was supposed to help me with the sound effects.
I thought you were going to do it when you actually start.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, number 1, it's going to happen. It's pretty obvious what's going to happen. They've been telegraphing it, and it kind of basically, whatever tonight as well. The biggest thing here is going to be that Bray, we all predicted it, Bray is probably going to walk out of Chamber as the champion. I don't want to see Cena Miz. It looks like Baron's going to fight Ambrose for the IC title after Chamber. All this other stuff's going to play out, and Randy's going to fight Bray for the title. it's going to happen. They're telegraphing everything a little too soon, and now we're going to wait 6 weeks as they drag it out. And this was a go-home show. The other it's going to happen is we predicted I did. I wrote down everything for Elimination Chamber as the card, and everything came to be that we predicted. The one thing I got wrong was Kalisto adding in to Dolph versus Apollo and making it a handicap.
Amended type of match.
Yeah, I thought maybe it'd be a triple threat. Instead, it's a handicap match. But this has just been predictable. Ever since Rumble, we talked about it, and we got hyped, guys, that this was going to be new. This was going to be different. We didn't know where they were going. And then the second Rumble ended, I felt like it's telegraphed as soon as Rumble ended.
No, the second Rumble began because we went in the Rumble saying this is one of the most unpredictable Rumbles of all time, and it ended as predictable as it possibly could be.
Yeah.
And then it had just from there, everything about Mania, everything about Chamber, everything about Fastlane has just fallen in peace like the dominoes that we all knew were going to happen.
And it's sad. The one curveball we might have been thrown is actually not even WWE throwing a curveball. It's Seth getting injured. Who knows what that storyline could have been or was going to be, and who knows what it will evolve to because he could come back. But this,
I wonder how many contingency plans they have.
And honestly, the Hunter and the Seth match was probably one of the more interesting ones on the card.
Yeah, that was one of the ones that at least we were looking forward to. The thing about this is Raw has a much larger roster. Raw should have gotten the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view because by putting the 6 big guns in the Elimination Chamber, the rest of the card is pretty much dog shit. If you think about it, I mean, Luke Harper versus Randy.
That's kind of intriguing.
It's intriguing, but this is what Randy gets after winning the Rumble. He's going to fight a mid-carder, and the mid-carder, Luke Harper, I'm sorry.
Let's not forget he was in the mid-card before he won the Rumble.
Well, he was in a main event storyline. He was in a mid-card status in terms of who he was wrestling with.
They had just become tag team champions. They were not in the main event.
The storyline of the Wyatts and Randy Orton had been played out with a lot of airtime. I'm saying they were a main event style storyline just because they didn't have the belts. They were on TV very often, and they were working that storyline.
Yes, but they weren't the main event all the time.
Okay. You want to play?
They weren't the main event. He's right.
They weren't.
AJ was holding the main event spot.
Yeah,
correct. But that's what I'm saying.
That's not what you're saying.
No, I'm saying.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that there can be more than one main event storyline going on at once. Take a look at Raw when you have Braun. Getting a lot of airtime, but he's not the main event. Kevin Owens is. You know, it's very simple to argue that the champ is the main event, but there is always a storyline that is above the mid card. That is reserved for main eventers because what do they do when there's no title? They have to do something with
That's fine. It's still not the main event, though.
Okay. Tit for tat.
Yeah.
Anyway, anybody else want to, tell it how it's going to happen? I mean, is the board saying stuff?
You see anything, Kiara?
Thrilling.
I'm not good at this.
Okay.
Somebody take this away from me.
Well, Daniel Price says he wants to see Orton do the job for the Wyatt at Mania. Wyatt feuds with Styles. Wyatt catches him with his sister Abigail coming out of the phenomenal forearm. 1, 2, 3.
Now that's one of the things we did talk about off air. Since AJ seemingly is left out of our "it's going to happen" picture, we did suggest that maybe because AJ isn't getting a true rematch for the title by doing this chamber, he's not getting a real rematch. It was even said before the Rumble match ended between him and Cena. It was said you're both going to be in the chamber regardless of who wins. So he has a right to a rematch. Maybe he does insert himself into Randy and Bray. It wouldn't be the first time that they've had a triple threat with the Rumble winner or a triple threat at Mania for the title.
Right.
So
Christopher Strikeleather says Styles versus Finn in a cross-brand match at Mania. That would be nice.
I would love that, especially since Finn is the other guy we said is left kind of out in the cold. That would be a great, great match. I know, Kiara, you would love to see Finn and AJ.
Right. Yeah, that would be a great match.
Who wouldn't?
I just echoed you. No, I had a question for Adam. So you have an issue with a lot of mid-card wrestlers being in the Elimination Chamber match?
No, I have an issue with they put all the main eventers in there, so the rest of the card is garbage. You're wasting time with a tag team turmoil match with 12 guys that up until the go-home show for Rumble hadn't been seen in over a month outside of the champions, American Alpha. So that's why I'm saying this
So just not do it, is what you're saying?
No, I'm saying they should have planned this better. If Fastlane, if they could create these storylines for Fastlane and make that a SmackDown pay-per-view, and then do Raw in the Chamber, there is a lot more undercard to work with on Raw. Is what I'm saying.
The storyline works better out with having the Chamber on SmackDown.
I'm not entirely disagreeing.
Why you say that?
I'm saying there's no other match on this card worth a fuck.
Because I don't disagree with that completely.
Okay.
I mean, what do you want here? Do you want one of the big four to come out on Chamber? I mean, the Chamber match is set. It's got a good roster for the Chamber match.
It does.
And the complimentary matches are complimentary. That's what they are. They don't have to be fucking Taker comes back and fights Goldberg.
Yes.
You know, they're complimentary matches.
Oh, I'm not looking for that. Like, I'm fine with Orton and Harper.
Okay.
They have that rivalry built up, and I'm fine with Mickey and Becky. I think that's good.
With Dolph and Apollo and Kalisto?
Because we've seen it like for 3 weeks in a row. It's nothing new.
It's a complimentary match.
So you're saying you don't like the mid card matches that are being
I don't like
built
the
around
card.
it?
It's a complimentary match at a going home pay per view for WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's not a big pay per view.
I think it's truly a thrown together card. Is what I basically think. It's a way for them to throw everybody out there in one pay per view.
Yeah, but again, they're complimentary matches. I mean, you don't need the main eventers for this match. You don't need them.
It's kind of like the Rumble, you would say, like
what
the actual Rumble match is the main match, and like the other matches are like complimentary.
Yeah,
Even though we have championship matches,
Rumble's
in
different than Chamber, where they could do double duty.
yeah.
They can have a wrestler do a double duty, do a Chamber and another match.
No, I'm saying at the Rumble they can do double duty.
Yeah.
They can't at the Chamber. That's too much.
Yeah. So what's your argument? I just don't. I don't get what you're expecting here.
No, I was like, you were saying complimentary matches. I was saying kind of like Rumble, and he was just saying they can do double duty.
I understood the structure of the conversation.
The other thing is, I'm saying that the Chamber itself, when you have the 6 guys, Rob, is great, and there are 6 guys that are great that are in this, but it's so predictable the outcome this year that it takes away the lottery of who of the 6 is going to fight Randy at Mania.
But don't trash Chamber for that, because that's everything right now.
Okay.
Fastlane is predictable. The fucking Royal Rumble is predictable. The Mania is predictable. It's just another cog in a predictable wheel.
Steve, what do you got on the board?
I've seen Steven Lopez is with us. He said he has a feeling they may put Finn in the Andre Battle Royal to build him up for the title picture again.
Oh yeah,
even though he has a rematch clause technically, but that sounds perfect.
My prediction for
it's a little small for a Rumble.
Yeah, my prediction for the Andre winner is going to be Big Cass. My early prediction.
Good prediction too.
I just think that's where he gets a little bit of a push there, and they start to go the singles route.
Giants usually don't win these Rumbles. I mean, they gave it to Big Show.
Baron and Big Show are the only 2 winners. What do you mean, Giants?
Cesaro won.
They're the only 2 shows.
Oh,
Cesaro
won
the first one.
Well, yeah, he's a giant in strength, but you're right, he's not a giant.
Baron is not a giant.
He's not, but he's billed as one.
A big man.
I don't give.
He's billed as a big man.
Big man.
Never mind.
Big man.
Cesaro.
Big man is
doesn't
different
matter.
than giant.
You're right on Cesaro. Him definitely not being a monster. Let's go on to
Number 2.
Whoever the Divas were just awful tonight. The double contract signing and Mickey James.
Oh no! Don't open this. Don't open a category like that.
Okay.
That's so unfair. Number one, they're not divas, but if you want to call them, that's fine. Number two, don't just the divas were awful.
Well, you let him run his show.
In any event, the
Damn.
Divas were awful tonight. The double contract signing for the first ever was just not what it should have been for all around to showcase all 4 talents. Really, because there just isn't enough time to showcase all 4 talents. They just didn't make it good. The heels looked good. The faces didn't. The faces basically just couldn't keep up. And that other awful segment that we had with Nikki and Natty, where it started off kind of okay, and then it just went off the rails.
That was off the rails.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the reason we did the sound, and the reason I think this is awful tonight, is Mickey James doing all the S's. She
promo.
Oh my God! And
her pronunciation was excellent.
Pause, guys. Baby, it's okay. Now he's all burned.
Yeah, why are you so worried about him?
Worry about
yourself.
No, it's the B show.
Wait,
Dude, I'm looking out for us, okay?
Really? You're looking out for us? Because
Yes.
every time you stop what we're talking about to go, hey, Rob, why aren't you making this face? That is not
now-
anything to do with the show. So I'm just saying, if you want to contribute wrestling-wise, then jump in, please.
I was.
Okay.
I was trying to help you out, dude.
Okay.
I was saying it's the B show. I was trying to like let you do your thing. That's what I was saying.
All right. That's a natty argument. Steve, what's the board say?
Brian York says Bliss looked amazing, though. John Estrada said Mickey James looked malicious. Milfalicious.
So they did look good.
Malicious and delicious.
What do you got, Rob?
Number one, the Mickey James, the carrying the S's, I'm the championship and shit like that. There are things on the microphones that they can set to not have that shit happen. So I blame the sound crew more than I blame her, but that was the most fucking annoying thing ever.
I feel like though she was exaggerating it. I feel like it was an intentional work.
Yeah, and to go back to what I was saying is to say the divas just were shit tonight. I don't agree.
No.
I think Alexa Bliss, number one, her segment on the contract signing was, I thought it held its own. It was just fine.
She did a great job because she treated Naomi as an afterthought, as if she was like, that's right.
Yeah, and
you're still here.
And Naomi started slow, but she eventually got into her groove. And in a real quick going to the Tom Phillips and the
fate that close up on that camera,
the Natty and the Nikki, that little segment. That wasn't horrible. Take Tom Phillips.
Take Tom, yes, please.
Take Tom out of it and shorten it a little bit. There were some really good moments in that segment. So to say that they were just shit tonight, I think is completely unfair.
Here's what I said, and I'll repeat it and why I said that they were shit. There were 4 women out there, and there wasn't enough pop, microphone, whatever, to keep the crowd hot. Alexa Bliss was on fire. Becky was her normal self. She kind of has Asuka trouble saying promos, and Naomi was an afterthought. Mickey did that annoying thing with the S, so there's that. The Natty Nikki thing kind of started off thing, but the thing is that has been played out for so long that there's nothing that they could have said or done there.
Nikki do that same thing over and over.
How many times has she gone below the belt with the baby comment, with Cena's never going to give you a baby, go be Ant, you're going to be retired, la, 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 I'm royalty. Like, the only thing she didn't say that she normally says is go whatever the fuck with her cat on Instagram. That's the only thing she left out of the normal rhetoric tonight.
Yeah.
And so that's why I say it was garbage, because it just was. Outside of Alexa Bliss and her portion of the double contract signing, that was the only thing that was good.
John wants to know, has there ever been a contract signing with a belt wasn't involved? Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
How many times? Yeah.
A lot of times. There was a contract signing last night where Samoa Joe just signed a contract just to be on the show.
Just a contract to be on the show.
Yeah, I mean, that always happens.
Hi, Kiara, you okay?
Oh, she got butthurt.
She you yelled at her.
Oh, don't pout.
For no reason.
All right, let's just go on.
Number 3.
Number 3 is our chamber predictions. So we're going to go round table, and we're going to pick one by one our winners and losers for the matches.
I didn't even write any of this down. I'm just going to wing it.
I'll just, as I go to you, it doesn't matter, Stevie. You just tell me who you pick, because you don't really do well in these, right? When's the last time you won?
I averaged like mediocre each time.
It's been a while for me. I think like No Mercy or something. Medine, kick us off. Nikki versus Natty. Who is your winner?
I'm gonna go with Nikki.
All right, Kiara.
What we got?
Nikki and Natty.
Natty.
Natty. Any reason why?
I think she just needs that. She needs that little push. I mean, even though they attempted in the past, maybe she can pull some off with a W.
You shitting her Cheerios. You hear her tone right now?
I know. She's mad at me. Steve, what do you got for this match?
Nikki Bella.
Nikki. All right, Rob?
Can I just say that the comment of the Natty, the only thing you're good at is wrestling, and that's a bad thing? Really, Nikki? That's a bad thing? I'm going to go Natty on that one.
All right.
I think she was trying to say, like, you're not good at promos, you're not good at life in general. You know, the only thing you're good at is wrestling. Like, wrestling is your life.
Well, that's fine, but it's still a wrestling company. It's gonna.
Yeah. She should have led off with that then, Medine, if that was her excuse and the way she was going to explain it.
That's kind of the first thing she said to her.
Steve, kick us off on Randy and Luke Harper.
Randy?
Yep. No questions. RKO. I'm going to do RKO too. Oh, by the way, I picked Nikki. RKO for Stevie and me. Medine, who you got?
See, I'm rocking the old school legend killer.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to pick Luke Harper. Butthurt Kiara, what do you got? Who's your pick?
Who we got?
Randy Orton and Luke Harper.
Randy.
Yeah,
is that Bob finally?
Yeah, it's Bob. You laugh about it, but whenever the show ends, I got to deal with it. So thanks.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Bob,
Hi,
finally,
Bob.
welcome. You're just in time for the Elimination Chamber predictions.
Oh, fantastic.
I missed you on the first round matchup there. Nikki and Natalia, who's your pick?
fucking nobody wins from that.
We all lose.
But yeah, I think it'll be. It should be Natalya because she's got to win at some point in this feud, but it'll be Nikki.
Sounds like you're mowing the lawn. What the fuck is up with you?
Yeah, did you just come back from a marathon?
No, I'm fighting with a goddamn toddler trying to get her to keep her ass in bed.
Oh, it's that time. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the terrible twos as well, Rob.
Okay,
it's not just you.
Yeah, all right.
Randy Orton versus Luke Harper. Bob.
I know Randy versus Luke. Randy.
All right, and Rob, I didn't get your pick on that one yet.
Randy versus Luke.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Luke.
Luke.
I think the Force will be with him.
Going against the grain, you really think that Randy off a Rumble win is going to lose?
Don't worry about why I think about it.
All right.
Just put my fucking pick down.
You got it. Bob, we'll let you kick this one off. Dolph Ziggler versus Apollo Crews and Kalisto in a handicap match.
I don't even understand the point of this fucking match.
They had something on the pre-show.
I mean, it doesn't make sense for it to not be Dolph winning because he's supposed to be a bad guy. But, I mean, just for logic's sake, it would have to be Dolph winning.
All right, Rob, what do you got?
For Dolph, I'm going to go Apollo.
Apollo and Kalisto.
For my own goddamn reasons, Bob.
All right. Stevie?
I'm going to go with Apollo, too, actually.
All right.
This will kill him if he doesn't win.
Medine?
Yeah, I'm going with the team of Apollo and Kalisto.
And lastly, Kiera. Who you like?
Apollo.
Apollo. She's always backing Apollo. That's her boy.
Don't try to kiss ass now.
All right. Well, I'll start right with you. Becky Lynch and Mickie James.
Don't
you dare
Becky?
be sour.
Wrong show.
Who'd you say? I didn't hear because he was being a
Becky.
dick.
She said Becky. I wrote it down.
Oh, yeah. Okay, thanks. You heard
Medine,
it.
Becky, and Mickey.
Mickey.
Stevie.
Becky.
Rob.
Becky, that booty dough.
That booty though. Speaking of which, Bob, who's your pick? Becky or Mickey?
Mickey. Da booty doll.
Oh, Mickey.
Da booty
you're so
doll.
fun. Next up, we have the tag team turmoil match.
Do we all need to take like a 5-hour energy? I feel like we were all just dragging fucking ass.
I don't know.
I'm dragging ass.
Yeah,
I won't lie.
Steve is tired. He woke up when I
I've been
walked
busy.
in.
I've been busy today.
I went through a motherfucking
He's
surgery
been
today.
busy too.
And I'm on pills. And cheer up, guys.
I'm surprised you're
It's just
talking,
Adam.
dude. You got a fucking root canal.
Adam's
No, I
dragging
know,
everybody
Bob.
down.
I didn't have the root canal. They canceled it and made me go get fucking surgery on my gums to remove an infection. So it was a much worse day than I thought it was going to be.
Wow,
Yeah.
that sounds awful.
Yeah, pretty good.
All right, tag team turmoil for the SmackDown titles. American Alpha versus the Vaudevillains versus Heath and Rhino versus Breezango versus Ascension versus the
I lost
Usos.
track. Yeah.
And the Ascension was
Everybody.
standing tall tonight. So let's go to Bob. Who's your pick first?
Fuck.
Do we know that that's all the tag teams is going to be in it?
That's all
Yeah,
the
that's
tag
kinda
teams
my
that
question.
are announced.
All you can fit.
I can go first. I have put myself down as my pick as a surprise team because I think that that's the only way to save this is Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas run out. Somebody else runs out at the end when somebody is thinking they won the title and celebrating. And no, there's one more team. They just did it recently with the Wyatts. They're going to do it again.
I got bad news for you. I don't think Shelton's coming back till after Mania.
Okay. Well, it's some surprise team as what I wrote as my pick.
Okay.
I'm putting surprise team. So, Bob, if you want to do the same, that's your option if that's what you were mulling over.
Can we choose against the field if we want?
Like against
Or do
all
we need
six?
to specify the team?
No, that's what I'm saying. Surprise team. Anybody not
Okay.
in those six. Is that what you want? Okay.
No, I'm going to go Alpha.
Alpha.
I'm going to go Alpha.
Stevie.
That's who I had.
Medine.
American Alpha.
Oh my God! Fucking dead air of the night. People.
I'm sorry, I was about to answer.
All right, well,
Usos.
All
I
right.
like that this dude's all jacked up on happy juice, and he's still yelling at folks.
No, I think it wore off right before we went on air. Kiara, what do you got?
How it works.
What's the match? What is it?
The match is
Every tag team.
Yeah, all the tag teams on the SmackDown.
I lost
roster.
track.
It's Ascensions, Vaudevillain, Heath and Rhino, Breezango, Usos, American Alpha.
I'm going to go with American Alpha.
Alpha it is. And Rob, you last.
I'm going to agree with Daniel Price. I'm going to go Revival.
Revival. Yeah, I'm
you think
picking.
they're going to
The
do it?
Revival would be my outside choice if there was going to be one.
Yeah, I'm picking a surprise team, not necessarily the Revival, but that's what I don't think it's one of these 6. I definitely think you can pick against the field. Are you wanting to chime in, Steve?
I was going to read the board, but the window came up for typing. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, Brian York says Alpha. Noah says Alpha. Juan Rodriguez says Alpha. Yeah,
And they're dogging us.
Yeah,
they're dogging us.
Noah said this show has been lackluster.
You're lackluster.
And Brian
Brian.
said, "Hitman, you're lackluster."
Yeah.
Wait, somebody give Rob some coffee and cocaine. Rob is bringing us down. How the fuck am I? I'm the one with the energy right now. What the fuck?
I would not agree with that statement.
Neither would I.
I can only go to a certain level. Fuck it. Okay, you know what?
All right.
I won't down the show anymore. Y'all talk.
Captain Energy, Rob, Alexa versus Naomi for the title match. Naomi. Bob, what do you got there? I know you love the Ratchet Raver.
It's Alexa. There's no fucking way they put the belt on her.
Hey, chill that. Cool that, Bob.
I actually agree with you wholeheartedly, Bob, but then Rob made a great point, that she was supposed to be getting a push at Mania before she got injured a couple years ago, and
That's
he
right.
thinks now might be her time.
Yeah, she was going to get the belt at Mania.
I don't think it's as out there to conceive that she might win on Sunday. Kiara, what's your pick?
Naomi.
I'm going with Alexa.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, Medine.
She said specifically, it would be my dream to walk into WrestleMania as the champion in my hometown of Orlando. Naomi.
Thank you. I was just about to add that. Took it right out of my mouth.
Boom. Steve.
Yeah.
I have Naomi as well.
All right, so only me and Bob think Alexa. So that
Noah
doesn't
says
bode.
Alexa.
I want to see how the twerking looks with the belt on.
Yeah,
Steven
Because
Lopez.
it's the risk of losing legitimacy for what little legitimacy is left for the women.
No, the girl's not horrible, man. I don't want to break it down. Go ahead.
He made a good point that she was as bad as she was when she was with Natty, which supposedly the only thing she does
That
well
was
is
terrible.
wrestling.
She was terrible then.
Who?
So-
It's on Naomi.
Yeah, last
Both
time
of them.
when they first did the brand split and tried to give her a push, she was Botchamania. She looked okay the last couple of weeks, but again, so did Baron Corbin for 2 weeks. So that doesn't mean anything. Now is the big one. You want to? What's on the board there, Stevie? What are they picking?
A lot of people picking Bliss. Brian, Noah, Steven Lopez picked Bliss. Juan
Bomb
Rodriguez.
Squad.
John Estrada's going Naomi though, and who else is going Naomi? Anybody? You see anybody, Kiara? No.
Somebody else.
Okay.
All right. Remember when you move away from the microphone, nobody could hear you there.
I know, my bad.
Elimination Chamber. We got John Cena defending against AJ Styles, The Miz, Bray Wyatt, Baron Corbin, Dean Ambrose. I think it's Bray all the way. I can see it coming a mile away as well. Even with maybe Randy helping or not helping, who knows? I'm going to go with Bray.
Oh. Thank you, John Estrada. How's Bob going to hate on Naomi and then defend Roman Reigns nonstop? Fuck off, Bob. That's what it says.
Yeah.
Oh, don't get this started, please.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I don't
Okay,
have the energy for it.
Okay,
Exactly,
that goes
wrong
the
show.
That also goes the opposite way. How are y'all going to go against Roman Reigns, but then defend the Ratchet Raver?
Speaking of which, tonight Nikki pulled a Bob and defended
Because the
her
Ratchet
points.
Raver, she's paid her dues.
Nikki
Yeah,
pulled a
she
Bob
has paid
tonight,
her dues.
defending
Y'all are-
her
you're-
points
out
against
of your
Natty the
fucking
same
mind.
way.
Pay her dues.
Bob,
Yeah. Cite your work here. Go for it.
Naomi has been here since FCW. She went through the competition. She's gone through. She had a pretty good tag team reign with Tori and Andrew. Ari and Andrew.
Okay, yeah.
That was a good stable. I mean,
I think the difference between her and Roman, baby, is that she's got some athleticism to her.
she has that, and like I said, she's paid her dues. She's got some dirt underneath her. So
But Roman was in NXT for a
I mean,
while.
you know,
Right
she's really good how she twerks.
oh my
Other
gosh,
than that,
Bob.
I mean, it's good when she does that, and then there's when she
Trump's
spends a lot of
America.
time.
I want to address the elephant in the room,
working.
Bob. Do you understand, though, the board is making a valid point that the same arguments you use to defend Roman are the same arguments you're using to throw Naomi under the bus.
True.
I mean, all we have to do is switch the names
There's
out
a
on
big
these sound
difference
clips.
between a guy who has been doing this at a high level for 2 years versus a girl who came up as a background dancer for the what the fuck was his name?
Oh, you if you want to do that, you cannot say that because Trish was a valet at the beginning,
and Roman was a bodyguard for the Shield.
Brodus Clay. You're talking about you're
bodyguard.
Brodus Clay.
At one point, he was the feature of the Shield.
In any event, so the point is we're not going to get off tangent on Roman here.
No, I'm
Stick
sorry.
to the Ratchet Raver.
Dude,
I'm sorry,
telling you,
Bob, but I
even
have.
when Rob is hopped up on goof juice, he still has to find a way to argue about dumb shit.
No,
Bob, I
Rob's
just,
not even saying anything.
I'm befuddled at you just saying that this guy has performed at high levels in 2 years. What high levels? Because he's been pushed in our faces. Shit is still a shit.
The biggest difference,
no matter how much, how many ways you polish
if you're unwilling to accept, I can't help.
Lipstick on a pig.
The biggest difference between Naomi and Roman.
No,
is
he's
one
right.
Is Samoan and the
I
other
have to
just
accept
has
it.
some
Wait,
Samoan
Adam,
hair.
hold on, Adam. I have to accept it because either way, he's gonna be pushed in my face. I'm not the boss. I don't run the show. So I do have to accept it. You have a point there, but that doesn't mean I have to like it.
There you go. That's very well said.
Noah even
There you
said
go.
about
it.
Naomi that she deserves a big push, and I'm sure Alexa would put her over.
Even you have to agree with that, Bob. Though forced in our face, we have to get over it, but that does not mean we have to like it. I mean, you have to agree with that.
If it'll move us past the dumbest fucking argument this show has, then yes. Hey, everybody. Rob wins.
All right, Elimination Chamber.
Yo, Bob.
Let's pick the winner. I'm going to kick it off. I say Bray all the way. I don't see anything else happening. Throw me a curveball. I actually want WWE to make me wrong here. I would gladly lose the predictions for me to be wrong and just see a curveball thrown. Stevie, what do you have?
Well, now the damn Mania rumor card has already been out. And it has to be Bray, but I hope you're right about the curveball thing.
Yeah,
and maybe the rest of the WrestleMania card might change too if that actually happens. So
yeah, Medine, you've been quiet
Bray
for a minute.
Is what I'm picking.
I was writing down I'm gonna pick every single pin. Ready?
Go. Oh, okay.
All right.
Corbin will pin Ambrose. Cena will pin Corbin. Miz will pin Cena. Styles will pin Miz.
Wait, Corbin will beat Ambrose.
Corbin's gonna beat Ambrose.
Mm-hmm.
Cena's gonna beat Corbin. Miz is gonna pin Cena. Styles is gonna pin Miz. Wyatt will pin Styles. Wyatt.
So nobody pins more than one person. It's just everybody takes turns.
That's what I'm.
pinning
That's what
somebody
I'm thinking.
until
I don't
there's
think
a
anybody's getting any.
It's kind of like how the Rumble was. Yeah,
That's his prediction.
But that's what I'm going with.
I agree with you that Ambrose and Corbin are going to somehow pin each other. One's going to pin the other to set that up.
Yeah.
But I don't know about the rest of that. I think Cena is going to be the last one against Bray. I think in order to legitimize Bray, they need to have him take the title from Cena, not just not AJ pins Cena and then Bray pins AJ. They need.
I agree with you there. I could see that.
They
I understand.
Yeah.
Losing it, from a 16th time, to make it, a big deal.
Even
going
if,
into Mania.
Yeah. Even if Cena is not the last guy there, he has to be eliminated by the eventual winner. And I would love the shock value. I don't know if you guys remember a few years ago. I know, Bob, you do. When Edge went in as champion and he was eliminated first and then jumped in the other chamber and won the belt. That was a crazy, unpredictable night.
That was great.
Throw me a curveball like that, WV. That was great creative.
That's like
and
Roman
I hate
getting
Edge.
eliminated fourth to last to lose his belt.
Right.
Yeah.
The reason I was saying Miz pinning Cena, though, was to set up that Divas brand cross-gender match we were talking about last night.
Just to
going
set the
into
WrestleMania card.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that Maurice might get involved in the chamber somehow. She's been training with Miz hardcore
That's the only
these past
way that could
6,
happen.
8 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, if Nikki wins, she's past the Natty beef, and then she can go on and do something else.
Well,
it's something for them to do.
Since you mentioned that, we were talking about Nikki might be going away completely because the neck thing is back.
Right, we mentioned that last night. So I mean, who knows where that might go?
I think it's obvious that Natty's doing all the John talk with Nikki because it's going to be a storyline that John really loves her that much, and they're going to become a tag team to face Miz and Maurice.
Because he sucks.
As long as they don't have a wedding on
I concede
SmackDown.
that's the angle they're going with.
Please no.
But I also think that is just still not good enough.
No, it's not good enough, but it's what it is.
After a year of Miz, I don't even care about the Cena, Nikki, or Maurice involvement. Miz deserves better.
Can I do my pick?
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick, and I want to be clear about this. The obvious choice is Bray, and I'm going to pick Bray. But now, obvious doesn't mean bad. I think it's the best outcome. The reason why it sucks to a level is because it has been leaked so hard that it's going to happen. If it was just something up in the air, I think Bray is the best decision to win it, and I'll pick him for that. But again, it's obvious because it's been put out there.
The thrill is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just say, I'm looking at the board and I see Steven Lopez. He says, Bob, you argue like Trump. He makes up facts and says, I'm right, you're wrong.
Yeah, alternative facts.
Wrong. Gina.
Kira, you got a pick?
Are we done now? Shit happened. The Bray thing seems too fucking obvious. Like, it's been so telegraphed and so what the internet says guaranteed to happen.
But everything has. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'm going to go outside. I'm going to go Miz.
Cool.
Miz.
I would like nothing.
So
I would
Miz-
like nothing more, but
Miz and Orton in the main event?
Yeah, that's where you got to consider this more than anything else. You know who the other contender is going to be, and when you go down the list, Baron Corbin against Orton, nope, not going to do it. Ambrose against Orton, not going to do it. AJ against Orton, not going to do it.
Why not?
Because I mean, it's heel. The only way heel works is if they do Wyatt and
So
Orton.
why does Miz Orton work?
Miz Orton doesn't work, is what we're saying. I'd love the Miz to win. I'd love for Bob to be right. You heard it right here. I would love for him to be right. I don't see it happening. Kira,
I think it's probably Bray, but it just seems. I mean, WWE, if nothing at the Rumble shows they're willing to throw us a curveball. I know that the Vegas odds were on Randy, but none of us were like, it's going to be Randy.
None of us really had him in the radar. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the winner was a curveball. The rest of the match was not.
Yeah, the entrance and who they paired up and how they did every storyline where they were in the ring.
Number
at the same
30
time.
was kind of right.
The fact that we saw them shooting lines in the corners, in between the rounds, we all saw it. Kira,
doing the mannequin challenge.
You're the one that I need the pick of.
Okay,
I gave you all that time.
Okay, so which match again?
Oh my God, girl! This is
match.
John Cena, AJ Styles, The Miz, Bray Wyatt, Baron Corbin, and Dean Ambrose for the championship.
Elimination Chamber.
Bray. All right. So now I guess we can move on to some more fun stuff.
Bob hates me tonight.
Bob doesn't hate you.
Smarkdown presents
Good, bad, and glorious.
Go ahead. Make my day.
So now it's our portion of the awards. We're going to do good, bad, glorious. Who booked that? Who got the rub? And the announcer botch or gold. What do you got over there, Stevie? Something on the board?
Kara, you were pointing out something.
Yeah, you were saying just not another wedding, and then
Upload test.
Upload test says, I wonder when WWE will have a kayfabe wedding again between people who aren't in a relationship in real life.
A fake one?
Anytime soon?
With the fourth wall being broken down, I don't know that they'll ever do it again. So let's start it off. Medine, kick us off with the good.
Hold on. Wait, real quick. Let me just address the board real quick. All right, so Kiera and Steve have a little bitty iPad mini, and I've got the big board, but I can't talk all that excessively. So if we're ignoring you tonight, guys, I'm sorry. Get over it. All right, we'll get back to it.
Yeah, and I just can't see anything. I can't
Sorry,
do both.
Not your fault.
Unfortunately, I'm not that talented tonight. So good. Again, Medine, kick us off.
Good. I'm going with Dean Ambrose, believe it or not. His mic skills were on point in that opening promo. He wasn't as sluggish as normal in the ring. And as I suggested about a week ago, or maybe two, they put the jacket back on him. Yeah. And he looks better.
Well, the thing is the T-Birds re-accepted him back into the gang.
He looks better.
Kaneki died, so he kind of replaced him.
He looked all right tonight. So,
Stevie, what's your good?
I'm going to go for the Miz for the very same reason, except for the jacket part. Even though Dean said it looked like a shoe, but his promo was on point tonight.
Miz is looking like Kylo Ren.
Yeah, a little bit.
Bob, what's yours?
The audience chanting one more time as Ziggler was hitting Kalisto with a chair. Whenever the audience is behind the bad guy doing things, that's not a good sign.
No, it's not. And they're just like, continue to beat on those two guys. We want to see it. And immediately they make a handicap match. Kiara, are you participating? You want to do good? No, she says no. She's no good.
She's
all right.
No do good.
The board has for good.
Rob, what do you? Yes. What do you have, Rob?
My good is going to be Alexa's signing promo. I thought it was pretty good.
It was.
And on the board we got Noah says Steve Blackman. Good for Daniel Price is knowing Wyatt is going over at Chamber. Was the Miz, says John Estrada. He continues to be a great heel. Can I just say that I don't think we brought it up, but I think Miz and Daniel Bryan are all but fucking inked for Mania.
I agree with that.
I would love to see that.
Juan and Steven both say Miz, and Noah says Mickey James looking milfy as always tonight. You guys can have the rest.
You know, especially when he teased, "Hey, go be a stay-at-home dad." You know, that kind of they're starting that up again, kind of building it to it. It's never really gone away. It's always been there. And the year of the Miz should close with Daniel Bryan in some way. And if you know Bree wants to run out, I don't give a shit. I don't care about any of that. I don't want to see the Cena thing. My good is the opening segment, minus my bad, which is Baron Corbin's mic skills. Bad, I'm going to start it off because of that segue. Baron Corbin was just exposed tonight amidst all those good ones. Miz was on point. Ambrose was on point. AJ was on point. Daniel Bryan was doing his normal shtick that was getting over because he was in his hometown area.
Oh, yeah.
But Baron Corbin was exposed tonight on the mic. I don't care what he does on Talking Smack, that he's always on. He was on again tonight.
He's like a co-host over there.
Yeah, he was exposed. Bob, what is yours?
For bad, the fucking Natalia Nikki segment. It was painful to watch that. It was a car wreck in slow-mo. It was just, it took way too goddamn long.
I thought it took too long, but it had some moments in there.
It did have a couple brief moments, which is hard for me to
But
agree with.
all of the ooh were just so scripted. Nothing felt natural. It just felt, okay, now Nikki, we need for you to go after Natalia this time so that you sound like you can defend yourself.
Hey.
And Natalia, make sure you say the exact same shit over and over again.
Okay, can we?
Read from this card.
What about Bob? Can you give credit here? What about a half full? I don't disagree with you that it's all been done, it's all been said, and it's all scripted and total diva-ish and all that. But what I noticed from it was Natalia actually looked pretty good doing that promo. I thought that her personality shined a lot better than usual tonight.
Until she started at the end stumbling.
Now she's like she's one of the glamour girl stuck-up bitches.
That's fine.
I don't buy that character.
Well, don't buy it. I'm just saying, this gives a little bit of credit. I think if she was a 2, then she made it to a 4.
Okay. What was your bad, Rob?
My bad was Corbin getting the pin on AJ.
Yeah, I mean,
AJ feels like they're just shitting on AJ now.
I agree. I can't agree with that more. We didn't touch base on it, but they are shitting on AJ. He deserves a rematch. They're putting him in this chamber. He's been carrying, through the SummerSlam to Royal Rumble. I almost feel like they're shitting on him the same way they did Punk. Like, hey, you got us through last year. Thanks. We're going to take the title from you and go on to Mania without you.
Punk was right, man.
Yeah. What do you got, Stevie?
My bad was Nikki, Natty, Tom, that whole thing tonight was horrible.
Yeah, make sure you throw Tom in that.
Daniel Price said his bad was knowing Wyatt will win just to potentially job for and drop the title to Orton.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe it's not. Maybe that's not as unpredictable. I could see Bray beating Orton. They have done a bunch of times where the Rumble winner has not won. Medine, what's your bad?
Tom, I'm not a fan of you.
Go away. And what do we hear about? That's a dirt sheet mud report thing that Tom is a backstabber back there.
A lot of people have said that he stabs a lot of people in the back. He's an opportunist.
Ass kisser.
Well, and tonight it felt weird, guys, since you bring him up. He started the show. He opened it. Not Morrow, not the rest of the guys.
Morrow, did you see his face?
Yeah, Morrow looked pissed about it.
It's like the fourth chair violin.
I think David Otunga's stairs rubbing off on him.
Wait. No, Rob just summed it up. If anybody knows the music thing, it's like the fourth chair standing up for a solo. That would never happen in an orchestra, a symphony, or whatever. It just wouldn't happen.
Right.
And he doesn't even sit at the table. And they kept doing close-ups on him only, though.
Him and JBL
close-ups were terrible.
Shoulder to shoulder. It's like crazy.
I mean, at least, how much money do they fucking have? Can't you at least construct a 4-person table if you're going to do this?
If Tom Phillips is the future of the broadcast booth, if he is the heir apparent for Michael Cole, I'm not excited about it.
No, because we're ready for Michael Cole to be gone. But Mauro Ranallo, he really did look pissed. Like, they might have been in his earpiece right before it went on. Oh, by the way, Tom Phillips is doing the show open. Like, his reaction looked
like the last minute they told him.
Right. So, I don't know. Did anybody not go on bad, the board? Did we read all of them?
You see any more bads?
Anybody?
Very good. Noah, why do you keep saying Steve Blackman over and over? What the fuck?
He's doing a work tonight on that.
Dude, it's Noah. He's fucking useless.
Tom Phillips kind of looks like a Steve Blackman a little bit, though.
Bob, save us. Glorious. What do you got?
That would have to be Baron Corbin's pedo stash. That son of a bitch is glorious.
Yeah, buy him a razor. Doesn't Cena have like stock in that shit?
He needs to go ahead and shave that head too.
Yeah, he
needs something's got
clinging to something,
dude, and have some cosmetic surgery on your belly button. Mike, what do you got over there, man?
Where are we at? Glorious?
Glorious.
AJ Styles makes everyone and everything look phenomenal.
It is true. Even on the losing end, he does that. It should never go unnoted. Stevie, Glorious.
My Glorious is Luke Harper tonight. He got real decent promo time, even though they used the Wyatt theme to it. I thought maybe he'd give something, but he was on the mic, and then he came
did a
out
good. That promo was
and
good.
walked,
You're right.
and stood tall at the end there.
I must say.
Well, I like the promo twist. The one thing he said, when someone has nothing left to lose, what do they, then they're in the corner.
What if they had nothing
right
to
now.
begin with,
Yeah,
or something like that?
Yeah, exactly. He goes, I never had anything. My Glorious.
Just to step on that one point, it shouldn't be overlooked that he created a character tonight with his promo.
He did.
Like, he's always been background wallpaper, and he's always been that guy we're like, oh, I think he could be good. He created a character with a promo tonight.
You're right, because we have said that in the ring he's been good, but he's been a lackey. So I agree with that, Bob. That's a good point.
And he's been my bad more than a few times here on SmackDown, but I got to say that he did a good job tonight.
All right, my Glorious is me, because I predicted the Elimination Chamber card, so that's what I'm going to go with. Rob, you and the board, what's your Glorious?
My Glorious, and I'll turn it over to Steve for the Glorious. My Glorious is going to be Ricky and Robert, the Rock and Roll Express.
Congratulations to
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
What do you got on the board there, Stevie? Who's Glorious?
Chris Steichleather. Glorious was Luke taking Wyatt's head off with that clothesline. Yeah, that was pretty nice. John Estrada, Glorious was 205 Live, and that Fatal 5-Way match was fucking amazing tonight. Yeah, we didn't really mention that yet, but it was really good.
The outcome was amazing.
And Brian York says, Glorious always AJ Styles if he's on the show in any way.
Yeah, so congratulations
Lopez,
to the extraordinary gentleman.
Harper, he gave Harper the Glorious. Upload test, Mickey's promo. Okay.
Well, Mickey's ass almost hung out tonight. I feel like they did a 5-second delay there and used it all up to get her ass back in those pants, especially since it slithered out.
Did you see those pants?
Yes. Anyway, who booked that? I'm going to start that one off. The double contract signing. Who booked that? Again, because Alexa did look good. I am not arguing with anyone. She looked good. She sounded good. The rest were just upstaged, and it made them all look bad by comparison, in my opinion.
Yes, Noah, I see. Noah says Gallagher, and then he says, what the fuck, Steve?
All right, Steve Blackman for Noah.
I guess mine's a little delayed.
All right. Anyway, who booked that for you, Stevie?
The same thing, the dual contract signing. It was just pointless.
All right,
First
Bob?
time ever, and hopefully last time ever.
Okay, Bob, who booked that?
Oh, it's the double contract signing. It's like they completely forgot that Mickie James can't cut a fucking promo to save her life.
Yeah, it was bad, and other people were
He was
defending
having-
her. And she was
gold
going
in the
against
ring, but
Becky.
she is brutal on a mic.
Yeah, and so was Becky, because it's hard to understand her, and so is Naomi, just because, all she talked about was her hometown, and this is her moment. Medine,
It's
your
unanimous.
moment.
Take it away.
Oh,
It's
you got it.
unanimous.
Rob, you and the board?
Who booked that for me is going to be Tom Phillips, period.
I was going to say that was my backup, but
who booked that? And, and
Stevie, you want to do the board?
Brian
Help Rob
York
out?
said, who booked that? AJ eating the pin tonight.
Yes. Yes.
Juan Rodriguez, who booked that? Ambrose on the show. Daniel Price said, who booked that? The tag team clusterfuck again. Yeah, that.
Juan is continuing the hate on Ambrose.
Of course, Brian likes the
boy.
Ascension win tonight. I'm sure that he
yeah, our Brian
got excited over that.
You know, it's kind of funny that Brian's not on the show tonight, because the Ascension actually got a win via pin. You know, that would Brian would.
No, it's better he's not here, because he's probably been beaten off all over.
Because that would have been a marked out moment for Brian. I would have liked to see him try and
I
jump
would
with
not have
those
liked
hips.
to see- no.
No. All right, Rob, who got the rub?
For me, who got the rub for two reasons is Apollo Crews. Number one, he got the rub because he's going to have a pay-per-view match.
Probably pre-show, though.
Well, we'll see. The other reason he got rubbed, because he got rubbed by Steel tonight. There you go.
He took 3 of them.
Yeah.
3 chair shots.
Yeah.
Bob, who's your rubber?
I mean, anybody but the Ascension.
You're saying Ascension?
Yeah.
All right, Stevie.
Baron Corbin got the rub tonight. He got the pin in the Fatal 4-Way.
Yep. And Medine, who got the rub for you?
Same for the second week in a row. I gave it to him last week. He got a clean pin, let's not forget, tonight over AJ with that end of days. It looked good, too. AJ sold everything in that match so great.
Yeah, he sold a deep six, I think, early in the match, too, as well. You think there's any chance AJ fights Baron? No, hopefully not at Mania.
Please, no.
No.
In any event, mine, I'm just going to tease. I've got a Asshole Asylum coming up. I'm going to talk all about that. Steve, you got any on the board? Who got the rub?
Noah, yeah, he rubbed himself apparently on this.
I like this one, though.
Yeah. What?
The one where Noah says who got the rub. Damn it, it's going too fast. Natty's makeup tonight looked like she was painted on with a makeup gun.
Yeah.
And then Daniel Price comes back with Noah. Looks like her face got molested by an exploding clown car.
Don't get too close.
Steven Lopez says Harper with the promo. That was the rub for him. Ascension from John Estrada and Harper from Brian York.
All right. The announcer botch or gold. For me, I had, oh, hey, Naomi. Sorry, we forgot about you. When Alexa said that I felt that was almost the perfect way to close that entire promo of hers, and I loved every second of it.
I really think it threw Naomi off. It looked like break kayfabe. Like she was like, wait, what? How do I come back to this?
Like she was like Medine when you segue to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Wait, what?
Speaking of which, Medine, do you have any announcer botches or gold?
When JBL said Melissa McCarthy could play Mauro Marinolo in a skit on SNL. That was funny.
Wow. Stevie, did you have any?
Just when Mauro said malfunction junction, he always knows how to put twists on the things that happen in the ring. Hungry Like the Wolf reference on Baron Corbin when he got the pin. I thought that was kind of cool, too.
Okay. Bob, did you have any?
Actually, yeah. Me and Medina are on the same page tonight. It's the SNL reference by JBL. I was stunned that he chose something so A, liberal, and B, current.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He was relevant for change.
Right.
Rob, you have anything?
No, I don't.
All right. So I guess we're going to move
Noah
on.
Had,
And now it's time. And now it's. And now it's.
What? Go ahead.
Noah had an announcer botch. No, Steve Blackman on commentary.
Okay, I stopped the introduction
Tom
for
Phillips
that.
and Steve Blackman.
Yeah.
And now it's time for a little
You're
Smarkdown trivia.
So for those of you who missed it, we had some Hall of Fame trivia last night. We're going to do some more tonight. Last night was all about the celebrities in the Hall of Fame. Tonight is all about the groups, the tag teams, and the factions that are in the Hall. Let's get it started, folks. Question number 1. How many groups, by that I mean tag teams or factions, are in the Hall of Fame? Just looking for a number here.
Factions?
Groups
Combined?
or factions
Three
combined.
or more? 3 or more?
It doesn't matter. Any group. So if it's a tag team.
So tag teams count.
Tag teams count. Any group. So obviously.
How many? Oh, my God.
How many?
How many have been inducted, right?
How many have been inducted into the Hall of Fame? How many groups have been inducted into the Hall of Fame? Be they tag teams or factions? All right. We're going to go to Rob first because he got ready first.
I put down 11.
No. Bob, what is your guess?
I'm low. 6.
No. Stevie.
I went higher. 18.
No.
Shitty question.
4?
Yeah.
You want to say it in the microphone?
Yes, 4.
No, it's not right. Medine, what's your number?
I'm going with 9.
9 is also not right. Anybody on the board chiming in, Stevie?
John Estrada says 14.
No.
Brian York, 10.
Brian York, Bomb Squad representative, is correct.
Oh, he said, wake me up in 10 minutes, fellas.
Wow.
Ron Rodriguez said
the
10.
four
Stephen
missing
Lopez
are,
said 10 as well. They got it right.
All right, 10 is the one. Who is
Who are
the...
they?
Who?
You gonna name them?
No, we're not naming them because we're doing more trivia.
Because you don't know.
That was a shitty question.
Yeah, who is the first of these? Who was the first inducted?
Oh, fuck you.
Who was the first inducted of the tag teams or factions or groups into the Hall of Fame? Who was the very first? Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, Bob. Trying to educate you, motherfucker. All right, Bob, I'm going to go to you first. What do you got?
All right, well, if I don't know the fucking 4 I'm missing,
Right.
I'll say it's the Bushwhackers, but I know it's wrong.
Ooh.
No, it's not the Bushwhackers. Stevie, what do you got?
I just wild guess. Minnesota Wrecking Crew.
No. Kiera. Four Horsemen, because
Say
she
it,
doesn't
honey,
want to
say
talk.
it. It's a radio
Four
show.
Horsemen.
Yeah, no. Four Horsemen is not right. Medine, what do you got?
The Offas?
No. What do you got, Rob?
I got the Outlaws.
No. It was the
Wait.
Valiant.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
It was the Valiant brothers in 1995 were the first team.
The
Jimmy
Boogie
and
Woogie
Johnny.
Man?
Wow.
Jimmy and Johnny Valiant.
You're back to your old ways with trivia, aren't you? Sucking.
Wait.
Oh, fuck you people.
John Estrada said the Big Boss Man and Roddy Piper just.
All right.
Jimmy and Johnny Valiant went in to the Hall of Fame.
Boogie
together.
Woogie Man.
Yes, in 1995.
Handsome Jimmy Valiant's in the fucking WWE Hall of
Oh,
Fame?
God. Here we
Oh,
go.
God.
Move on.
Anyway, next
no,
question.
No, deserving, but I'm stunned. I just don't remember that one.
Okay, well, it happened. That
Yeah,
shit
there-
happened.
That shit happened.
There are things you don't know, Bob.
Yeah. All right. So 3 of the 10 teams were inducted by Dusty Rhodes. 3 of the 10 teams were inducted by Dusty Rhodes.
Wow.
Name one of them.
What the fuck, Adam?
Name one of them. All you got to do is name one of the 3 to get points on this one. There were 3 teams inducted into the Hall of Fame by Dusty Rhodes. Name one of those teams. Rob, you finished writing, so go.
I'm going to go Four Horsemen.
The Four Horsemen is correct in 2012.
All right.
Stevie, what did you have?
I went with the Funks.
The Funks is correct in 2009.
Yes.
Bob, what do you got?
Four Horsemen.
All right, Four Horsemen for you too. Four Horsemen.
Four Horsemen.
For Medine. What did you have, Kiara?
Fuck all y'all. Really? That's what I was gonna say.
Okay, well, you
You
can
were
still
right
be
then.
You
right.
can still write it. We all wrote it.
You get a beep.
All right.
Actually, I think Medine, he would have liked.
Anyway,
his would have been truly right.
damn,
But y'all
Highlander.
are like copying.
Kiara's right too.
Juan Rodriguez said Road Warriors.
Road Warriors is the missing team. They
yeah.
were inducted in 2011.
Good one, Juan. Good one.
All right, so now here's a fun one, and you gotta again.
Oh, about time.
And you gotta again just name one of these. What 3 other sets of brothers are in the Hall of Fame together?
What 3 what?
What 3
Real brothers?
Yes, real life, not characters. What 3 other sets of brothers are in the Hall of Fame? Of course, the Funks we already named. So what 3 others are in the Hall together?
We count by marriage?
What?
Real brothers, right?
no.
Real brothers. Not like
Not by law.
Not
yeah,
the
not like
Dudley
Edge
boys.
and yeah, not Dudley's, not Edge and Christian, not Taker and Kane, none of that shit.
No, I don't mean like storyline. I mean like by law.
Biologically is what I'm
Okay,
referring to.
thank you.
By law. That
Yeah,
could
it's
be
like
by
the fuck?
marriage.
Really, babe?
Yes, by brother-in-law, sister-in-law.
No, yeah, whatever.
What?
Stevie,
Wow.
you got one of my teams for me?
Just one?
Just one.
I had to pick 3?
No,
I
there
got
are
one.
3. You just need to answer
Oh,
one.
the Briscoes.
The Briscoes is correct. Bob, you got one for me?
Well, the Valiant.
No, but one that I said.
Besides those, yeah.
I said what 3 other sets of brothers? All right, Rob, what did you have?
I got the Von Erichs.
The Von Erichs,
Yeah,
correct.
good
The
one.
entire
I
family.
also had the Von Erichs.
The Von Erichs are correct. Kara, what did you have?
Road Warriors.
The Road Warriors were not brothers.
Daniel
I thought they
Price
were. I thought they
also
were
added
related.
Harlem Heat.
No, they're not in the Hall of
They're not
Fame.
in the hall.
Anybody else have the guess for the third one there?
He said Von Erichs and Briscoes. Nope.
I had to double check this, so I went on the family tree to make sure. The Wild Samoans, Afa and Sika, are brothers.
Oh, duh.
And they were
Yeah.
inducted in 07. The Von Erichs in 09 and the Briscoes in 08. Final question. Just to test your memory, people.
Oh, wow, we have somebody new, Nash Hendo, and of course Noah opens up with that.
Oh, God.
Oh, wait, no, his answer was, "Is your mom on the roster?"
Wow.
Good job. Way to trump that
Welcome,
question.
Nash. Welcome.
What team was inducted last year? What team was inducted last year? Final question. Testing your memory. Rob wrote it down so quickly. We're going to go to Kiara first for some fun.
I get the Bushwhackers.
No.
Whoa. Is that 2 years ago?
The Bushwhackers, I think, was 14.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
14, really?
I they're in there. I don't remember the years because I,
don't
just
know,
looked
is
it
that
all
far
up.
back? Okay.
Medine, what's your guess?
Shit. I don't know. I'm
All right, Medina's
Blank.
also
How the
wrong.
fuck y'all not know the not the?
I don't know why. It's
bad short-term memories.
Steve,
Short-term
because I'm
memory.
high on Vicodin right now. That's why.
Steve, what do you got?
I can't remember Road Warriors.
No, God.
I have no.
All
I
right,
can't
Bob,
remember.
save us.
Freebirds.
Freebirds.
That's right. The Freebirds.
Faction. That's what
I
Fabulous
just thought of it just
Freebirds.
now. The
Damn it.
Freebirds.
You guys are awful. Let's move on.
Your trivia is awful.
Oh, let's move on.
Is that all the trivia?
Words.
That is all the trivia.
All right, speed
All
round.
right, everybody could come back now.
All right, we got a speed round for tonight. It segues from that Hall of Fame trivia. Who is your pick this year that you think is going to get into the Hall of Fame? You know, they're going to name, of course, a lot of others. We have our headliner of Kurt Angle. We've got the Rock and Roll Express getting ready to induct. My next pick, I went with what I think is the obvious pick from the women's division this year is Beth Phoenix. I think she's going to be the one that gets the rub for the women. They always have a woman in that class, and I really think that they're going to give it to her.
I don't know. I think she may be a little too soon, just a little bit.
I'm gonna agree with that. I don't really find you got to put a woman in. I don't really see the legitimacy of putting Beth Phoenix in, but if you're going to put her in, it's way too soon.
Right, and I think it's way too soon too. I also agree with all those points. My gut tells me that she's the woman that's going to join the class this year. Medine, who did you think is going to go in?
I'm going to go with our theme from last night. We did the celebrity thing and say Jerry Springer. And he's done things with WWE, some funny skits and whatnot. And they need a celebrity every year, so why not? Jerry Springer.
Okay, I could see that one. Bob, who would you pick? Did you agree with me on Beth Phoenix, or did you have one of your own?
Beth Phoenix, I think, is a bad choice, but you're probably right. I'm not going to choose her, though. I'll say out of all the early rumors, I would have to go with Rick Rude.
Rick Rude. I would love to see that.
Yeah, it'd be a good one.
He is definitely deserving. Steve,
there's some good ones on the board.
In that same era, instead of Rick Rude, another one who's deserving is Davey Boy Smith.
Yes.
British Bulldogs.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be a posthumously one, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's deceased.
Yeah.
Kiera,
Okay, so would you rather have him go in by himself or as the Bulldog?
But he had some good solo runs too.
He was great by himself.
The Bulldogs were a footnote. It would be like putting the Hart Foundation in before Brett. You can eventually, if you want, put the Bulldogs in if you want down the road, but he needs to go in by himself, I think, first. What did you have, Kiera?
I wasn't sure. I had Booker T. And
Booker T's already in the Hall.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah,
so I was just asking.
They did him a few years ago. I want to say 13 or 14, but he's definitely in since he's
I don't
retired.
remember his
Was it not last year?
I don't remember his
Not
speech.
14.
It was
Not
last
14.
year? 15 then? 16?
All right.
Okay.
He's in.
All right.
It's very recent,
Never
though.
mind.
He hasn't been in for years. Rob, what you said there's a bunch on the board, but go ahead with yours, too.
Mine will. Well, I'm gonna do the board first, and I'll do mine. It's got some good ones. Got Midnight Express. Lemmy should.
Yeah. for the
Lemmy.
celebrity.
Yeah. Christopher says. Yeah. Vader. Van Vader.
Vader. Yeah. Deserving.
Vader needs to go in before he dies.
Yeah, Brian.
There's no justice if he goes in posthumously.
Brian said that a lot.
Steven says William Regal.
You know, I could see that.
Elizabeth should go in as the woman. Says Upload Test.
Okay.
Here's mine, and I might get you might jump down my fucking throat, but I think it's Daniel Bryan.
You know,
Daniel Bryan deserves to go in, but I think it's too. I think he'll be a headliner.
I don't know.
I hope he's not a headliner.
Can't overshadow Angle right now.
Here's my logic is that number one, he doesn't have a career. I think that he is a headliner down the road. We might disagree. That's fine. We'll move on from that. But this is the first year for the Physical Hall of Fame. They got to put some some surprises in there. It's got to be a decent sized card. I mean, Angle's awesome, but can it only be him?
I don't.
He is the headliner.
Yeah,
I know.
I don't disagree with you, Rob, that in that thinking and WWE's thinking there. But it would be a little bit too soon. But then again, they did Edge the following year after he retired. So
yeah.
What else is on the board, Steve?
Brian York says Molly Holly is an option for Woman of the Year too.
Oh,
I can see that.
That's a deserving one.
Yeah. She was underrated in her time.
She won a
Profoundly
hardcore
underrated.
championship.
Maybe the most talented of that era.
Maybe the most talented of the Hollies.
Oh, I'm sorry. John Estrada said James Ellsworth. I'm sorry. He's yelling at me.
I know he's kidding.
Yeah.
God, sorry, Estrada. We know you're joking there. You can't be that one. So I guess we're going to move on. That was a fun little speed round. We'll see where it takes us next time.
Yeah, let me find your cue here. I wasn't ready for you.
You weren't ready.
No.
Excuse me. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
As pollo mio, oh sada mia.
All right, that's it. Now it's my turn. 5 minutes alone. That's all I need.
So tonight's Asylum is all about rubs. Who got the rub tonight? Everybody got the rub tonight. But I think they were fake rubs. And here's what I mean. Apollo got a quick win against Dolph. I don't think that's going to translate into anything. The Ascension got a pin tonight. They're not going to win on Sunday. Baron got a pin tonight. He's not going to win on Sunday. Harper was standing tall over Randy. He's not going to win on Sunday. So what is the point of a one-night rub, a fake rub? You're giving
Kalisto get a rub?
Kalisto got his
we
balls.
got opportunity, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, so everybody got their opportunity to be on TV tonight. The entire roster was showcased, but that doesn't mean it was good, and it doesn't mean that it's going to last more than the night. All those names I just mentioned are not going to get any victories forthcoming off of this. There's no heat that's going to come on them. Sorry, Baron Corbin is, I will literally eat my shirt if he were to win on Sunday. Is how assured I am. Same with Ascension. I would do the same thing. Like, they're not going to win. Harper could be out of left field. Apollo could be out of left field, especially with the handicap. But it just feels weird that you give these pushes to people for 1 week or 2 weeks. And Bob, I know you know about it because Baron Corbin had a 2-week push and then he's been squashed up until tonight. It's weird to me. Does anybody else not think that these rubs are detrimental? They're not pop tests.
I think it's irrelevant.
You think it's irrelevant?
No, it's irrelevant. Yeah.
It's just giving them a win?
Yeah.
Doesn't translate into anything down the road?
No.
I just felt it was weird because a lot of times when you see the last man standing on the go home show is where this all is going. You see that person that's standing and you're like, oh, is this legitimizing him this weekend?
Or you just know he's going to get squashed next week.
Right. And in this case, they did the obvious ones. They went away with the winner because I think AJ maybe taking the pin here means that he could be the out of left field pick. He could be the one that wins the chamber, takes the belt right back.
Well, that used to be the de facto way it was, is that whoever was the loser on the go home show was the winner on the pay-per-view.
Yep. Yeah.
They haven't done that in fucking ages.
Yeah, because everybody figured it out. It was too obvious.
I guess we're figuring it out now. Maybe they'll give him a clue to change things down the road.
Yeah, they got us on DVR.
Yeah. So that was just something I wanted to mention in the Asylum tonight.
All right.
You're such a dick.
On the board real quick, where is it here? Daniel Price says, Bob, remember that Edge was inducted soon after he retired from injury. The Daniel Bryan thing,
Who said that?
I said Edge.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. My bad.
Yeah, I said it right.
I didn't argue against that.
Yeah, no, you didn't.
Okay, I was just reading the fucking board, Bob.
Anyway,
no, hey, you, just not everything is directed at you. I'm just saying I didn't argue against that. Once again, the board is a waste of our fucking time.
Oh, you
now
too.
Go ahead.
Oh, you just have to fight over everything. I never want to go on vacation with you. I'm almost glad you're not coming to Mania because we're all staying in the same house and that'll be bad. Stevie, what's the cheap pop count of the night? How many were there?
4, Adam.
All right, thank you, Stevie. I got to go to Bob. Bob, what's my report from Smiley Nation?
Actually, I will give him credit. He behaved appropriately in the ring tonight, and then he got hit with a chair 3 times. I was confused by it.
That shit happened. It did happen. So I guess that's it. We got a fun one here. Here's a voicemail coming up. Rob, you got it queued up. This is from one of our callers.
Hey, buddy. Just Connie with you some luck with the show. And, man, you need to care about the divas. They work hard, man, and they're pretty. And isn't that really all that matters? Anyway, later, bud.
You know, as short and sweet dude, as short and sweet as that was, he probably put a better argument together than most of you. He said they're pretty and they work hard
and they're pretty.
Yeah. You know, that's all that needs to be said. Give him a little love. All right, I'll try to do better there, Mushmouth.
What's his name?
That's all it takes.
Yeah, that's all.
Wow.
Mushmouth.
You know, he came with some solid points. It was hard to argue with a voicemail, so you got to give him some credit. Don't forget, on Sunday we have Elimination Chamber. We're going to do our post show. We're going to do it we're going to be so excited for it because as soon as we get off air, we're going to watch The Walking Dead mid-season return. So that'll be great, even if the pay-per-view isn't. Don't forget, on Thursdays, Do you want to?
Yeah, Thursday 3. Yeah, you do it, please.
All right, Thursdays is our takedown show. I think Brian's calling in this week.
Yeah.
But Rob and Brian are going to basically analyze things from a different perspective and go over the indie roster and NXT kind of recap and such. It's a fun time, especially if you are a true Smart Mark. Tune in for that one. And I'm going to get Kiara to get her segment together at some point. So Kiara is finally going to be forced to do a segment. Hopefully she will cooperate and do what I tell her.
Of course. Well, no.
But I
won't
never.
Do what you told me.
I have wanted her to have a segment since the brand split, so hopefully we're going to get it now. And I guess.
Bob. Hey, Bob.
I won't do what Adam tells me, but I'll do it. I'll do it for the people.
Okay.
And then the last is the weight challenge, I think,
Bob,
that Rob's doing.
Bob, can you send us the picture of your weight, please?
Yeah.
I mean, you're already a week behind now. I mean, so yeah, come on.
Yeah, and don't have the baby in there so that it looks like you lost. Don't hold the baby on the scale with you. I don't want any cheating or collusion.
He's
there.
gonna eat like 5 pizzas before he gets on the scale.
Anyway, it is time for last call. Last call. Everybody gets to finish it here. Stevie, you're used to hearing that a lot. Last call.
Last call.
I know you
I'm
make it
not
to
leaving.
that time.
Last
You gotta throw me
call
out.
for
No,
alcohol.
I just want to mention the email from Upload Test because he wants to see some. He suggested a change on the website for the Hall of Fame for our Hall of Fame for people. I thought it was a great idea, just so look forward to that, and hopefully down the road we'll start tweaking things a little bit.
We'll give
better for you.
We'll give an entire page for a year to one guy.
And guys,
It'll be a link.
I know.
Yeah.
And the other thing, guys, don't forget, I know Stevie's going to put this up. Once the WrestleMania card is up there, it'll be like Rumble where you guys can go on and do your picks.
Yeah.
Because that one we should know in advance. It's hard to do a 2-week home one. So just email us your picks for Elimination Chamber because it just couldn't be done in time. So just email those in if you guys want to participate in the contest.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, you looked at me like you had something to add.
Yeah.
Is that all your last call, Stevie?
Sure.
All right, last call, Kiara.
I really don't have anything. Apollo Crews rules. That's about it.
All right, segue to Bob for his last call.
Oh, man, I hate follows.
I think that Sunday the pay-per-view is coming up, and if all the predictable things happen and this pay-per-view isn't any good, I think it just goes towards cementing the letdown that I think this year's Mania is going to be.
It's a big letdown not having Seth there. It's a big letdown some of the other rumors like Roman versus Taker. I gotta agree, and I'm getting kind of sad because we got a lot planned. We got a great house. We're gonna have a fun trip. We're hoping to meet some fans.
Hey,
We're
let me
hoping to
tell
meet
you
some
guys
other
something.
people.
As a Mania vet,
I will say that I think this is...
Hold on, Bob. Mania does not make the trip. All right? Just remember that. Mania, the day.
I'm a Mania vet here. I can agree with that.
Oh, yeah, there's going to be a lot of other stuff.
It does not make the trip.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and
The
plus
trip
we're going to
makes
get
Mania.
Takeover.
Yes.
The Takeover card should be off the chain, even if Mania disappoints.
You'll remember a lot
No,
more.
Takeover will be amazing.
Yeah. So is that it then, Kier?
Oh, yeah.
All right, Medine, last call.
Last call. Remember back, maybe probably last year, we would chime in and say Total Divas, and we would throw in
Totally Divas.
things like Totally Divas, and I would say hashtag Bring Back the Diva title, and things of that
I
nature.
remember.
And then they went and branched their own show, and it's been, I guess, semi-successful. So
they had Total Divas.
This is my point. Shut up.
Okay.
And so coming up at WrestleMania, they've got to do something. And we alluded to it earlier with the Cena, Nikki, Maurice, Miz tag team match. It's not a terrible idea. It's a bad idea maybe
You
for
have
Miz.
a hard on for it, apparently.
I think it's a good idea only because
Where are you
it
getting with
takes
this?
the rest of allows the rest of the roster to breathe and do something maybe that's not predictable, something that
That's why I tried to cut him off, Rob, because his point was like,
What's your point? What's your point? You're confusing the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. You're on a lot of Vicodin, so that's probably not that
No,
hard,
I'm
is
just
it?
as confused, and I haven't had any Vicodin.
Well,
I've just missed the point. That's all I'm saying.
The point is that Divas has become its own brand, just like NXT.
It's always been its own
No,
brand.
it hasn't.
Total
We've made
Divas
fun
has
of it.
been a show for
guys,
like 5
we've made,
years.
We've made fun of it, and we've we've ridiculed it, but now it's actually getting like.
Dude, Total Divas has been around for a while.
No, we know. It's getting legitimate. It's legitimate. It's legitimate. Now.
Legitimized. It was
not legitimized. It's
it was as legit now as it was
brand.
back then.
No, guys, it's a brand that watch at WrestleMania. That's gonna be the promo when they come into that match.
AJ Lee was giving.
AJ
Lee was doing promos about the girls on Total Divas. It was a thing back then.
Yes.
There's not the show itself.
Yeah, she was giving shit to the girls who were on the show itself for being on the show.
No, I know that. I remember that. Oh. What I'm saying is now.
Let him get it out. Guys.
No, he just won't concede that he's wrong.
This sounds like you, Adam. You should know all about that, right?
And
boom.
Everybody on this show, every time they get confronted with a legit argument and they don't want to be called a hypocrite.
That's
or
what you
they're
do.
Wrong.
We just do what you
They
do.
deflect and say, "That's what you do." Well,
it is what you do.
Say hi, Pot. I'm Kettle.
Okay.
Just say that to him.
Anyway, Rob, you and the board. Final thoughts.
My final thought is I'm not talking that much. You're good. Go ahead.
All right, Al for Rob's final thought.
You on the
Stevie,
board?
what's the board say?
Mr. Macho Me said snapping in a Slim Jim earlier. The man, whoever that is, he'll welcome. Last call, Ambrose sucks. Noah's like hanging out down by the street. No, same old thing.
Final thought
nothing
for
really
Noah's get well,
wrestling
Rob.
related.
Thank you, bud.
Yeah, and Mr. Macho Me, Classic Bob Jr. I got 3 minutes of time wasted from Medine. Good job.
John
Daniel
Estrada.
Price,
Good. I'm glad I could waste time in your life.
You're okay.
Daniel Price is quoting Rage Against the Machine, and he also says, hit Kevin Dunn with a Canadian destroyer.
Amen.
I would love that. Last call, looks like nobody else is caught up there. Oh, Yorkie's going to bed. Hitman out. Thank you for joining us. It was not a great show. I'm going to call just a spade right here.
Thanks, Steve.
Go home show. We've had 2 consecutive nights with nothing to marked out with one of our hosts in an utmost amount of pain, the other one causing lack of sleep because of that pain, because he had to help fill in the other lines of duty we do. Bob has also had some trouble. This is kind of, for me and Bob, a little bit of a tribute show to our fallen ones, Dog, Timmy, and Boots. We wanted a little bit of acknowledgement there with the kayfabe, but we did that on Twitter as well. The one thing we didn't mention too much tonight, I last night jokingly gave the Botch Award to the guy that was supposed to catch Tony Nese. We've seen people not be caught a lot of times in wrestling, but that was the first time I kind of made fun of it, and it felt bad a little bit because Tony Nese got eliminated. As a result of that, he was not able to compete in the Fatal 5-Way, and that was a little sad to me to kind of point that out, but I did like the match regardless. I don't know where I'm going with that.
You control all.
Yes.
What's your point, Adam? What's your point?
What's your point, Adam?
My point is that poor Tony Nese. That's my last call. I just wanted to say that. Felt bad for the guy tonight. 205 Live was still good despite
He's a premier athlete. He should have landed on his feet.
Yeah, maybe that's why nobody caught him. Maybe he really walks around backstage doing that.
Final thought from Upload Test. You got to do that one.
All right.
Natty Nicky was an interview style WWF used to use in the mid-'90s. YouTube search Razor Sean face-to-face. Okay.
Oh, they did that all the time, live via satellite, because so-and-so's not in the arena tonight. They did a lot.
All right. The man wants to say, so I watched, then laid an egg. It was more exciting than Dean Ambrose match. I watched, I don't know, whatever.
All right.
I thought Dean Ambrose did good tonight.
Yeah, the go-home show was what it was. It was what it is. It is what it was. We need to forget about it, and we need to hope again. WWE, please throw me some curveballs Sunday. That's all I want. Something exciting, something unpredictable, something that we don't see coming in. So that way we can do what? Mark out. That's what we're all about. We want to mark out. Give us something that we don't see coming, and we will mark out about it. Even and hopefully it has nothing to do with Roman. Or yes, there you go, Kurt Angle. Have him show up.
If Kurt shows up, Roman will interrupt his interview.
We talked about.
You won't need any medication either.
The one thing that we didn't mention, we talked about a surprise team in the tag team turmoil match. What if, remember that year we talked about it earlier with Edge coming into the other chamber? He attacked Kofi Kingston and took his spot. Do you think that there's any chance that somebody returns, attacks somebody, and takes their spot?
Nope.
Okay. That's it. Same Smark time, same Smark channel. See you next week.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Smarkdown Podcast is recorded, edited, distributed, and marketed at U-Record Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. For more information on optimizing your podcast for increased listenership, check out U-Record on Facebook, Twitter, and email sales@urecordstudios.com or visit the website www.urecordstudios.com.
Yes! 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 Yes!
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.